Hey guys, Brad Bowden here from the men's sledge hockey team. It's been a while since I did a video blog. I apologize for laying low for so long, but thank you for everybody that was liking and sharing my latest skills videos. Kind of want to release a few videos a month, just kind of building on resources for the sledge hockey community on things to work on. I think that as a sledge hockey player, if you want to try to make the national team someday or just improve in general, it's good to just have resources. I think there's anything online that you want to know is out there for any other sport. So I figured, why not try to contribute to the sledge hockey community and produce these videos and put them out on the internet, and maybe more people will start making their own videos and help adding more content out there, because we need more sledge hockey videos to help people with questions that they might have. So I'm going to try to work on doing more things based around that in my blogs, as opposed to just talking about my life, because some days, to be honest, I don't really feel like talking about what's going on in my life, no offense, but so I want to keep posting these videos, but I think I'm going to change it up a bit and just kind of make them a little bit more useful than anything, instead of me blabbing on and on. So anyways, thanks again to everybody that's been following me, and be sure to subscribe to my channel. That's kind of the only way that I know that people actually like what I'm doing, and in the end it actually gives me a little bit more leeway on YouTube to kind of work with different options. They give you more options as you have more followers and stuff like that, and people subscribing to your channel. So be sure to click the subscribe button. No pressure. But anyways, one of the questions that I had asked me a little while ago was just basically about what kind of hockey gloves should you use for sledge hockey.
Hockey gloves.
This video in no way is to promote any kind of brand. I know with our national team we have some branding guidelines and stuff like that with what we're supposed to wear. Most of the equipment that I have is Bauer, but I have maybe one or two gloves here that's something else, but I'm not promoting any kind of brand or anything like that. They're just gloves that I use. I just want to show just kind of the wear and tear. So first of all, nylon gloves. For me, I'm not too sure what my favorite is. I've been kind of bouncing back and forth through gloves for a couple years. It's basically just whatever I get, and I go through gloves every season pretty quick. Usually go through probably 2-3 pairs a season. As you can see, the nylon gloves, they're a little more flimsier. I like them because they're super light. You can get your hands moving quite quick. The only thing that I notice is over time, over a couple games, they start to wear down. You can tell in here that, zoom in on that if I can, they wear down just from rubbing on the ice, basically. There's a lot of picking and stuff that goes on in the sport from the sled hockey stick picks or sledge hockey stick picks and stuff, but and this stuff kind of happens. So if you get picked on different parts of the glove that have things embroidered on it, this might actually start to come off. That kind of annoys me. These little strings start dangling, so that's kind of a pain. If you get picked in the right area there, then that starts to happen. Something that happens a lot is you wear a lot of holes in your gloves. I know that gloves usually wear down and holes happen, but they happen quite fast in sledge hockey, since they dry up and you get picked and so forth, and grabbing the stick and having to move your hand up and down the stick all the time. So that usually happens with every glove, so it's not going to matter if you have nylon or you have a leather glove. Your gloves are going to wear down. So what I would suggest, if you want to get the best use out of your glove, I had a friend, Matt Cook, that used to go to a place and get them repalmed, which makes sense. You can pick whatever you want to repalm them with and repair them, so there's a simple fix for that. But for me, nylon gloves, like I said, they're lighter. The only thing, I guess, if I really had to nitpick about the nylon glove, is that the protection, I don't know, I'm not a scientist or anything, but it feels like the leather gloves seem to protect your hand a bit more than the nylon gloves. Clearly they're leather and they're a little bit more durable in that, but probably just the same amount of padding, obviously. So I don't know, maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just being paranoid, but I noticed that if I take a puck off the glove wearing leather, it's not as much. I don't really feel it as much as when I'm wearing a nylon glove. But these things start to happen. These little finger things start to come out just from wearing them down on the ice. These are just a couple gloves that I have that have been wearing down, and then next thing you know the foam starts coming out, and there's not really any way you can kind of repair that. So when that starts to happen, it's time for a new glove. So unfortunately that happens a lot. Here's one of my favorite pairs of gloves that I used to use. Pretty sick. And same thing, hole in the thumb, wear and tear on the top there from rubbing on the ice and whatever else might have gotten to it, probably a pick or whatever. You know, you're not really damaging your gloves from somebody's skate blade. Somebody might say, oh, you know, your skate blades are there too, but if you've got your hand under someone's sled far enough to touch a skate blade, chances are you're not taking care of yourself out on the ice and being safe. So I'd like to think that you're not cutting your gloves on people's skate blades, so try to keep your hands far away from people's skate blades. It's a safety tip, because I actually almost lost my thumb one year doing that, and I won't put my hands down that far anymore. So the leather glove, like I said, here's one of my custom Warrior gloves. Went online a couple years ago and got this done up, but as you can see, more wear and tear. Finger is actually coming out, which is really dangerous, because in a game, if that comes out, that's probably a way to cut your hand. So I got to get these repaired. I actually tied some tape around this pinky finger here to keep my other pinky in. So as you can see, you could do like the little bit of a jersey grab in a brawl if I ever got in one. But yeah, so it's quite dangerous. But as you can tell on top, like I was saying, they're a little bit more durable up until you get picked, or like I said, a skate blade hits it or something, which I hope that's not happening. Kids, keep your hands away from the blades. But it seems to be working out. I probably used these for 2 seasons or so, just the club level team. Here's another leather glove that I have. As you can tell, it's worn, but there aren't really. Oh, there's what I'm talking about, the little pick mark, or when you get picked. It's a little hole there, and then once that starts to happen, that just starts to deteriorate and rip even bigger and bigger, and then you got a bit of a problem. But once again, sledge hockey. Oh, this palm's not too bad actually. I might have to use this, just tiny holes so far. But like I said, I think it's a personal preference, obviously. Like I said, the nylon gloves, they're lighter. It's easier to kind of get your hands going. I mean, if you're strong enough, you're going to be able to wear anything. It doesn't matter. But if you're looking for cost, I'm not too sure what. I think the leather gloves are a little bit more expensive. I haven't really checked. Haven't really had to buy gloves for a while. But I think you can get a decent pair of nylon gloves for a pretty decent price. And what I found too is you can actually find gloves that actually have somewhat of a plastic coating on the top and the fingers. So sometimes it's there to just kind of look, they make it look kind of high tech and whatever. I know that Easton had a glove that kind of had like a bit of a shield type design to the top of the fingers that actually help you glide along the ice. So maybe that's something that you might be able to look into, and it might help your glove last a bit longer. But as far as that goes, I think if I were to choose, I'm not too paranoid about injuring my hand blocking a shot or whatever, so I mean, you know, the less weight, the better. So I would choose maybe nylon, since they're also cheaper too as well. And the leather gloves, once they get picked, they're gone. So just kind of food for thought there, and I hope this video helped. So yeah, like I said, nylon might be the way to go if you're just starting out, you don't have a lot of money. And you know, if you have to throw a pair of gloves out after a season, it's not too bad, as opposed to buying, you know, a $200 pair of leather gloves. So, but the leather gloves do last a bit longer if you slide them on the ice and stuff. But it's kind of a gamble, because as soon as somebody picks your glove, which does happen quite a lot, then it starts to look pretty bad, and then the padding comes out. So maybe I helped, maybe I didn't, but those are just some things to think about, and that's just from my experience. So if you're a new sledge hockey player and you're not sure what to wear, or you're a parent looking to get your kids some gloves, just some things to think about. So hopefully this video helped. Take care.